everybody, Mr. JK here, and welcome back to another video. Today, this is The Worst Marvel Couples by Shaman King 100. As always, the link to the video will be down in the description box below. And without further ado, let's get into the video. But before I start, yeah, this is going to be a pretty short video because I'm actually going to be looking at the Game Awards that is going on right now. It will be going on in like 10 minutes. And to be honest, I'm not really looking at it for like the awards themselves. I'm just there for the game announcements. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video in 3, 2, 1.
You know, since Marvel Rivals is having an event right now, spotlighting some of Marvel's most iconic beloved couples, such as Gambit and Rogue, Storm and Black Panther, Scarlet Witch and Venom, and what?
Surprisingly,
okay, I've been reading her comics a long time, and I don't know when.
What?
Whenever that happened, did I miss a fan fiction crossover?
Yeah.
But anyways, it got me thinking, if Marvel's celebrating the best couples, then I gotta talk about some of the worst ones they probably don't want to be talked about. The worst ones, the I need bleach from my brain ones, the approve this ones. So let's start this off small with Hank Pym's Ant-Man and the Wasp. You see what I did there? Little comedy, tiny choke. So this one has to be one of the most infamous Marvel relationships because this is the one Marvel tries to bury 6 feet under. Reason why we have Scott Lang as our Ant-Man in the MCU and not Hank Pym. Because if you crack open some old Avengers comics, Hank Pym was
not the most stable guy around.
Was not hero material. He went and made Ultron not once, not
before the MCU was a thing. He was the one that made Ultron.
Twice, but multiple times. You know, the robot that killed the Avengers and all the other heroes in existence. Yeah, it was not Tony Stark that originally did that. That was all Hank. And I'm just saying, try to even making the Skynet destroying robot twice. I'd feel like you would have at least a little, you know, bouncing off somebody.
Yeah, going like,
got kicked out of the Avengers, being way too violent at times, even with criminals. But his biggest problem to what we're talking about is his treatment of his wife, Janet, the Wasp. One of Marvel's most beloved characters. She's stylish, confident, powerful, and apparently she tastes like chicken. And be honest with you, she was way too good to be dealing with Hank's B-lister behavior. I mean, the only reason she's even with him is because he was fascinated with her because she's his dead friend's daughter. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. That kind of already seemed like a red flag to me. And then add on the fact around the time they were together, my man was having a midlife identity crisis, changing his name from Ant-Man.
I gotta wonder, was in Earth's Mightiest Hero, wasn't the relationship a little bit better?
And a Giant Man to
better
Goliath to even Yellow Jacket. God, that's a lot of name changes. Boy rebranded himself more than Gideon. But his most controversial one is when he became Yellow Jacket, because this suit is the equivalent of wearing a white tank top, as this suit is forever tied into one of the craziest comic book incidents. But since we're on the topic of relationships, you should check out the app called Polybuzz, the sponsor of today's video. It's
as always, if you want to skip ahead, you can. I'm just gonna keep going.
An amazing AI chatbot app that you could download straight to your phone and start talking with many of characters. So I tried to shoot my shot with Storm from the X-Men and told her my mutant powers were Mr. Steal Your Girl. She told me my powers were villainous and hit me with a lightning emoji. So I guess you could say Unc don't got the riz. But that's the fun of Polybuzz. It lets you chat, roleplay, or even romance over 20 million characters, anime icons, Marvel heroes, random OCs, all made by users, and you can make your own. It's wild and a lot of fun. And hey, by typing my code KING100 into the search bar, you can unlock premium perks and start making your own character. So download the app with a link in the description, and huge thanks to Polybuzz for sponsoring today's video. You see, things hit the fan when Hank gets court-martialed by the Avengers. They're trying to kick him off the team because Boy was going a little crazy. And Boy comes home already pissed, and his wife trying to calm him down, so he goes locks himself away for like 3 days straight. Janet, being the worried and caring wife that she is, sneaks in to check on him. And what does she find? This man is making another giant murder robot. Because of course, Hank is making another robot. This man just
not the most mentally stable person around.
Do not learn. And honestly, not just him. I don't think there's ever been a good incident when someone made a robot in the Marvel universe.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, all geniuses in fucking Marvel are like not the most mentally stable people sometimes. And Tony is no exception.
I'm just saying. But once he gets whiff of her sneaking around, and a panel that I think is honestly just as crazy as the next one,
it's the one where he
tries
his
to squash Janet. Bro did to her what every villain tries to do to him. Like, come on, bro. But Hank's pissed because he thinks that she's spying on him, and she's just trying to calm him down. Like, no, I was just worried about you. I love you. And man must have misheard her words for a G.I. Jane joke, because my boy gives her the 5 finger to the face. And even if you're a casual Marvel fan, you've probably seen this panel come across you at some point. This is something that people still talk about to this day, including myself. But it's not just this panel's crazy, it's what happens right after, as she has to join the Avengers with a black eye on her face, and even Thor looked in such shock, like, yo, I'm not even from here and I know this is messed up. They knew that was not a allergic reaction. And this is something that is forever tied to Hank, because in any iteration of Hank Pym, this man is just a menace when it comes to his wife.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the Yellow Jacket suit, I'm sensing a pattern, because like Spider-Man, not doing this, but like in the same situation where like gets a different suit, lets it go to his head, and then I don't think this the suit that's made him go to his head, but like it's always like a tie-in.
The Wasp, bro, trying to be
Spider-Man Venom or Spider-Man symbiote situation.
And his moves,
but it's not the suit
on her like a sandbag from Smash. Now, speaking of Smash, let's talk about Hulk and She-Hulk doing the one thing that Hulks do the best: smash.
Hey, yo, Shaman, ain't they cousins?
Yes.
I mean, like, ain't they first cousins?
Also, yes.
Well, was it at least consensual?
Define consensual.
That's disgusting.
Bruh.
So yeah,
I did not need to know why.
Going straight into the Alabama entanglement. And this all took place in the Old Man Logan line of comics.
Oh, yeah.
Probably one of the greatest X-Men stories, and just stories in Marvel overall. You may be a little familiar with it, even in a base level, as it was loosely adapted for the Logan movie. You know, the one that was pitched as Hugh Jackman's last role as Wolverine? Yeah, I would come back for the Marvel checks.
Yeah, I would be.
But this is the universe where the villains win and everything pretty much sucks. Red Skull's wearing the face of Captain America, and it has the Avengers as a gallery. Logan is tricked into killing most, if not all, the X-Men. Then he tries to end it all by letting a literal train run over his head. But what truly makes this universe so dang diabolical is that Hulk and She-Hulk, his first cousin, ended up smashing. Because I guess when the villains are winning, you might say YOLO and joining in the fun. Because Hulk found out that he really wanted a family, but his cousin was the only one that was able to actually mate and reproduce with him, since they had similar genes. And I mean, like, similar genes because they're both Hulks, not similar genes because they're both cousins, which is disgusting. So with her being the only choice, Hulk decides to breed with his cousin to keep his lineage going, I guess. And it's hinted to and theorized, just like a Smash player, it probably wasn't consensual. Pretty much turning her into a baby maker to make way for his Hulk gang, his inbred Alabama country bumpkin children. And these little green abominations terrorize everyone in their own corner of the world, threatening, extorting people for money, killing people that don't pay up, going to brothels, literally stretching out the women. Which, side note, rip any woman that had to sleep with an inbred Hulk child. I know that thing down there gotta be looking like the Grand Canyon. Probably looks like Moses leading the slaves down there. Had that thing hanging like a Arby's beef and cheddar. And these inbred Cybermen thought they could really do whatever they want without any repercussions, and even went as far as slaughtering Wolverine's whole family. And you know it was bad when Logan went through the whole comic trying not to pop his claws, and got back to this and decided to pop them without a second thought, and went on a full rampage shish kebabbing every Hulk in sight until he could find Bruce Banner, which when he finally does, we see him and he is an old wither man with the strength of a Hulk still. And I'm looking at Logan like he might still be able to win this one out until my man decides to transform. And nah, man looks like a cross of the Violator and Jabba the Hutt. Boy is the boss of Reddit mods incarnate. Nah, I truly feel horrible for She-Hulk having to put up with this. And I feel even worse for Logan, who became man's midnight snack.
Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso.
Nah, Rogue really is a deviant. Man really done ate one of his boys alive. But thank goodness Logan pieced him back together in the inside and ripped his way out of the Hulk, killing him for good. And even though we saw more of the aftermath of Sweet Home Alabama, which, you know, luckily we did not have to watch happen, thank God. When we jump over to the Ultimate Universe from the early 2000s, we had to bear witness to probably one of the most disgusting relationships possible. Now, most people know who the Scarlet Witch is. She had her own show. She's a beloved character. She's usually accompanied by her twin brother, Pedro, also known as Quicksilver. They're a dynamic duo that join the Avengers together, fight evil together, and sometimes even sleep together.
You didn't see that coming.
Good thing Marvel Rivals didn't put these two in a panel together. That Venom one making a little more sense to me now. So yeah, the Hulk thing was disturbing on a lot of levels already, but these two, they knew they were twins. There was nothing wrong with them. They just enjoy doing it. And one of the worst parts of the relationship is the story acts like it's normal. Like this is supposed to be chill. I just know this was somebody really trying to get their
Yeah, bro. Like whoever wrote that was like,
fanfic.
You
off.
on something
I feel
else.
like the only hero that had any common sense in the situation was Captain America.
You don't get it, Mr. Rogers, do you? They love each other.
Of course they do. They're brother and sister.
No, it's more than that. They're in love.
But they're brother and sister. Yeah, this thing was a open secret. They did not care who knew. And these twins would get down and dirty any opportunity they could get, as Logan had caught them in the act while watching in the bushes.
bruh.
Yeah, thank God Ultimatum killed off this franchise. But yeah, I think that's some of the worst couples that probably Marvel doesn't want you to even mention. But if you like this video, of course, like and subscribe. But I honestly want to ask y'all if there's any other topic that you want to see me do like this, comment down below and I'll check it out. This is a more of me casual talking about topics and I thought it was fun. So if you liked it, I do have another one up like it. You can check that over here. Or if you want to watch our usual content, YouTube thinks this video is one you're going to like. So check it out.
Okay. So that's gonna be the end of the video today. I was honestly not expecting any of that. Well, the Hulk one I knew about. The rest of it, well, the Hulk and the Hank Pym one, yeah. The Wanda Maximoff and her twin brother in Marvel and in the Ultimate comics, not so much. Okay, I'll see you all later. Peace.